Hi. This is Yugi Moto and here's a list of his skills. Yugi's different from all of his friends, well most of them, because around his neck is a millennium item, and within this millennium item resides the spirit of an ancient pharaoh who cannot remember who he was in a previous life. The series revolves around a card game named Duel Monsters, which finds its origins in ancient Egypt, where people of higher order would seal powerful souls into stone tablets, and then make them fight. Kind of like smashing your action figures together, except whoever loses, may lose their soul. These were known as shadow games, and would often take place in the meme known as the Shadow Realm. Now it's a children's card game with worldwide popularity. One of the game's biggest fans is a character named Seto Kaiba, who has a company based on developing technology for this game. His favorite monster in the game is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Kaiba finds out Yugi's grandfather has another Blue Eyes, so Kaiba kidnaps him, steals the Blue Eyes and rips it in two. Yugi, aided by the spirit in his puzzle, defeats Kaiba with the power of Exodia, and banishes the darkness in Kaiba's heart. Kaiba never goes to school again. This attracts the attention of Pegasus, the game's creator, who challenges Yugi to a duel. Yugi loses, and Pegasus claims the soul of Yugi's grandpa as his prize. Now Yugi must travel to Duelist Kingdom to gain 10 star chips and defeat Pegasus. Yugi and Joey set sail for Duelist Kingdom, but while aboard a guy named Weevil throws Exodia into the sea. Once they arrive, Yugi easily beats Weevil in a duel sense. Here's the thing about season 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels weren't so much battles of skill as much as they were battles of imagination. It played out a lot more as if two random people chose a bunch of cards because they liked the pictures on them, and when they actually battled they invented the rules to match what they wanted to happen. Anyway, Joey also has duels during Duelist Kingdom, but the good thing about Joey is that his luck stat is freaking broken. Both Yugi and Joey continue amassing star chips by beating the most ragtag bunch of side villains, and some not so side villains, but always making friends. However, before they can continue, surprise, it's Kaiba. Pegasus had kidnapped Kaiba's brother Mokuba and planned to take over Kaiba's company, so Kaiba snuck onto the island and was promised a shot at rescuing his brother if he beats Yugi in a duel. Yugi tried to save Mokuba, but got distracted by clowns. Kaiba's about to lose to Yugi, so threatens his own life, and while the pharaohs all in to kill Kaiba, Yugi stops him and loses his fighting spirit. Kaiba goes on, but Mai gives Yugi 10 extra star chips she won as payback for when he won back her star chips. Now it's time for Kaiba vs Pegasus, and Kaiba loses due to the powers of the Millennium Mai. Pegasus takes Kaiba's soul and now it's up to Yugi, but Yugi is still down. Mai talks him up, and he eventually regains his trust in the pharaoh and gets to the finals. Yugi promises Joey the prize money for Joey's sister's operation if he beats Pegasus. Both Yugi and the pharaoh struggle against Pegasus until they begin to work together using the mind shuffle strategy. Pegasus hates this new tech, so takes the duel to the Shadow Realm, though through the power of friendship, the pharaoh and Yugi beat Pegasus and reclaim all the lost souls that were stolen. They head back home where they make some new friends and take down the nefarious 5 bigwigs at Kaiba's company by playing video games. Now it's back to school. However, on the way, a fortune teller steals Yugi's puzzle. He manages to win it back, but notices the fortune teller is being mind controlled. The man controlling him is named Merrick and is leader of a group called the Rare Hunters, a bunch of card thieves. Merrick also possesses 2 of the 3 most powerful cards in the game and wishes to destroy the pharaoh, since he was forced to spend his life in service to this man he never met. Meanwhile, a girl named Ishizu tells Kaiba about the ancient Egyptian god cards and gifts him one of the 3, Obelisk the Tormentor. After, she meets with the pharaoh and Taya and tells them of these cards, while Kaiba has some alone time with Obelisk. Hey, it's everyone's favorite Joey. He gets ambushed by a rare hunter on his way to his sister's operation and loses in a duel, and thus loses his red eyes, a card he won in Duelist Kingdom. Now for Battle City, and Yugi's first opponent is the rare hunter that beat Joey. He wins after realizing the hunter has a deck filled with illegal Exodia cards, but Joey tells him to keep the red eyes anyway, because in Battle City the winner gets the strongest card of the not winner. Guess whose idea that was? Joey, now without his red eyes, manages to obtain all 6 locator cards, amasses some powerful cards, and also meets a new friend called Not Merrick. Yugi also manages to beat another air hunter through waifu power. Whoops, it's an Egyptian god. Yugi faces Slifer the Sky Dragon and doesn't believe he can win, but Kaiba shows up and gives him a lesson on not giving a fudge, and thus Yugi manages to claim a god as his own. But oh wait, Yugi must now duel a mind-controlled Joey. However, using the red eyes gifted to him as well as the puzzle around his neck, Joey manages to break free. They are both about to drown, but Joey saves Yugi, and at the last minute Joey is then saved by his sister who recently came out of the hospital. What a hero. At the stadium, the finalists are revealed to be Yugi, Joey, Mai, Ishizu, Odeon, pretending to be Merrick, Merrick pretending to be friendly, Bakura unknowingly pretending to not be evil Bakura, and Kaiba pretending he cares about anyone who isn't Yugi or Merrick. The first rounds happen. Yugi beats Yami Bakura. Odeon is about to beat Joey, but summons a fake winged dragon of Ra, and as a result is KO'd, causing Joey to win, and good Merrick to turn into Yami Merrick. Yami Merrick beats Mai, and locks her in the Shadow Realm, and Kaiba says screw fate and screw the gods, I'm all about that blue eyes white life, and defies Ishizu's Millennium Necklace and wins. On their way to the final arena, the group become trapped in a virtual world where the Big Five are, as well as a mysterious boy. The Big Five wish to steal the bodies of the heroes, so the Big Five all challenge them to duels, and they all lose. I mean, they get Tristan's body, but then they lose it again. More importantly however, the small boy is revealed to be Noah Kaiba, the son of Gozaburo Kaiba, Kaiba and Mokuba's adoptive father. His consciousness was transferred to this digital world, and eventually Gozaburo adopted Kaiba and forgot his own son. Noah duels Kaiba and wins as he literally uses Mokuba as a shield and turns them both to stone. It's up to Yugi now. However, Noah turns all his friends to stone as well, which leaves him feeling defeated. However, with the help of his friends, Kaiba, he wins, and then Gozaburo Kaiba appears in the sky and reveal his plan to digitize the world. With Noah's help, the gang escapes, but not before Kaiba defeats his adoptive father in a duel as the virtual world collapses. Back to the plot. The 4 finalists face off. Yugi does not want Joey to duel Merrick, but Joey convinces Yugi to let him face Merrick. Joey survives the attack from the winged dragon of Ra, and is about to beat Merrick but loses because, although he's a better duelist, he's a worse Egyptian, and people who aren't ancient Egyptians have a low Shadow Realm tolerance. Now Yugi must face Kaiba in ancient Egyptian Lollapalooza, and, with the help of Joey's red eyes, Yugi wins. Kaiba then gives Yugi Obelisk, and after some salt time, gives him a card to help him beat Merrick's Ra. Merrick duels Yugi, and the loser loses their other half. Odeon wakes up midway through the duel and begs good Merrick to fight against Yami Merrick. Though difficult, with Yugi's help, good Merrick regains control, forfeits the duel, and sends Yami Merrick to the Shadow Realm. Thus Yugi wins Battle City, obtains all the god cards, and frees those whom Merrick had sent to the Shadow Realm. Still the tiniest bit salty about losing in his own tournament, Kaiba decides to blow up the arena where the finals were taking place. Everyone manages to escape on the blimp they came on, while Kaiba and Mokuba ride off into the sunset in a freaking blue eyes white dragon jet. The pharaoh now one step closer to uncovering his past. Oh wait, the Egyptian god cards have been stolen. It's a good thing the most powerful cards in the game were left to be defended by this elderly man. The pharaoh comes face to face with a man who challenges him to a duel. He activates a card known as the Seal of Orichalcos, which claims the soul of the loser. Yugi and the pharaoh beat the guy easily, but they are still unable to get back the god cards from the 3 other thieves. The god cards are presented to a man called Darts, who intends to use their power, and all the souls claimed by the seal, to revive the Leviathan. He sends out his 3 swords, Raphael, Valen and Alistair, to obtain more strong souls. Yugi, Kaiba and Joey all unlock the power of 3 ancient dragons, to help them fight this new evil. Hey, guess who's evil now? Is it evil Grandpa? Evil Tear armed with Nega friendship? No, it's Mai. Mai's trip to the Shadow Realm was traumatizing, and now she must become stronger. However, Joey, now armed with Hermes, is about to win the duel. Valen breaks the seal and the Orichalcos members escape. Raphael then challenges the pharaoh and claims that he still holds evil in his heart. So, to prove Raphael wrong, the pharaoh decides to use the seal of Orichalcus instead of losing this children's card game. Wait, what? When he loses, Yugi sacrifices his soul so the pharaoh can keep fighting against darts. Wow, what a hero. The pharaoh now takes his anger out on an Orichalcus powered Weevil where he would draw Monster Cardo long after Weevil's soul had left his body. However, after Samaranda, the pharaoh sees the error of his ways and promises to save Yugi with the power of Timaeus. Kaiba defeats Alistair and Joey duels Valen in a sick mecha armor fight and wins, but is immediately challenged by Mai. He is unable to fight at 100% due to mecha fight fatigue, so he loses, but he manages to get through to Mai, so it's a net win to him. Mai then loses her soul to Raphael. The pharaoh, armed with Timaeus and Hermes, takes on Raphael again. Raphael duels under the influence and the pharaoh manages to win and change Raphael's mind with the heart of the cards. This time the seal takes no one's soul, since both have conquered their inner darkness. Raphael tells the group about the soul room and that they should find darts in there. Kaiba and the pharaoh challenge darts to a 2-on-1 duel. Darts' deck is broken and Kaiba can't be dealing with this warped version of this game he loves, so he loses his soul, leaving the pharaoh with Critias. He manages to transform the 3 dragons into their true knight forms and they are able to destroy the seal of Orichalcus. However, Darts has one final monster with infinite attack and defense points. Luckily, the pharaoh manages to screw the rules so hard, it causes him to win the duel and liberates Yugi, Joey and Kaiba from the Orichalcus. The Leviathan is reborn, and not even the Great Knights could hurt it. But the pharaoh remembers he commands 3 god cards, so uses them to beat Leviathan and free all the claimed souls. The 3 knights return to the monster world and now Yugi can finally uncover the past of the pharaoh. Hey, remember Bakura? Well, he also has a spirit living with him, except he doesn't want him there. Yami Bakura has been trying to get his hands on all the Millennium items throughout the series and now he's back. He challenges Yugi to the ultimate shadow game in Egypt. The pharaoh now enters the memory world and finds himself surrounded by friends, the 6 priests who served him during his reign. He is also fighting the thief King Bakura, who wishes to revive and gain the power of Zork, the great evil one who exists due to the darkness in people's hearts. The pharaoh and Bakura duel, and Bakura's monster is equal in strength to Obelisk, which surprises everyone, and gives Seto, the high priest, the idea to find a creature stronger than Bakura's. One of the pharaoh's priests tries to trap Bakura, however he loses his life and his item. But at least he's the dark magician now. Yay. He swears his loyalty to his pharaoh and becomes one of the pharaoh's most trusted monsters. See, it's just like the original game. The pharaoh, alongside Yugi and his friends, find Bakura and are able to defeat him. Time then mysteriously reverses, allowing Bakura to gain the Millennium Puzzle. While this is happening, Seto meets a blue-eyed white girl and believes her to possess the powerful monster he is looking for. Another priest, Akhenaten, had fallen under Bakura's influence and is also the brother of the previous pharaoh and Seto's father, and therefore wishes to see Seto take the throne through these powerful monsters. With Akhenaten's help, Bakura is able to obtain all of the Millennium items and partially summon Zork, who is able to turn Akhenaten into an RPG villain, which is fitting, because it is revealed that both Yami Bakura and the pharaoh are playing a real-life dark PG, which is why Bakura has been able to manipulate time. Through the power of the dark PG, Bakura sacrifices himself and his monster to summon Zork. See, it's just like dual monsters. Also, some of the priests are dead now. Yay, it's just like the card game. Back at the palace, Akhenaten attempts to extract the monster from the girl. He then possesses Seto and fights the pharaoh, but the Blue Eyes rejects Akhenaten and frees Seto and swears her loyalty to him. What a beautiful love story between a man and his dragon. Both Seto and the pharaoh go off to face Zork. Meanwhile, Yugi and his friends had traveled to the Valley of the Kings in order to find the pharaoh's real name. They find it, but a piece of Bakura, which was hidden in Tristan, challenges Yugi to a duel to stop him. Bakura belittles Yugi, saying he can't win without the pharaoh. However, Yugi has grown and beats Bakura with Gandora, enabling the group to rush back. Nobody can stop Zork. Even Kaiba, who was able to scream his monsters into existence, was unable to beat Zork with his Blue Eyes ultimate dragon. Luckily, Yugi shows up and gift the pharaoh his name, Atem. Now empowered by his own name, Atem summons the creator of light, who banishes Zork and Yami Bakura. The pharaoh then leaves his kingdom in the reigns of his cousin, and must now duel Yugi to finally be free. At first it's intimidating, but Yugi manages to beat all 3 Egyptian god cards at once, and even the dark magicians. Yugi beats Atem, but is saddened by the loss of his closest friend and his partner. Atem tells Yugi that both of them have received a gift from the other, and that this gift will last an eternity. Atem takes his steps into the afterlife. After a tearful goodbye from some new friends,